What's up, guys? It's NFL Divisional Round weekend, and this is your FanDuel NFL Divisional Round first look, where we take a look at the salaries, the pricing, the games, the game totals, and we just get ready for the week. What are we going to do? What's going on FanDuel this week? Let's take a look. All right, so we got a big one going on here. Divisional Round, 4 games. FanDuel and DraftKings are actually treating this one a little bit differently, with FanDuel really kind of emphasizing the Saturday only and Sunday only, though they do have a decent Saturday-Sunday combo, which I've got open here. DraftKings really actually is primarily featuring the 4-game slate initially, and then they'll have a lot of big contests for the Sunday only. So little difference, but I like them all. I love a 4-gamer. I like two-game slates. I love it all. So we're going to talk about it in the context of per day and also as an entire slate. Let's get right into it and take a look at these games and the game tiles to get a sense for what to expect in the divisional round DFS slate. So starting with the Texans at the Chiefs, 42-point total, right? The Texans have an anemic 16.75-point team projection in this one, with the Chiefs coming in with a 25-point team projected total. And of course, they're heavy favorites. Listen, both of these defenses have been really, really good this year. Really, really good. But the Chiefs in particular, they've gotten here using defense. And so this has all the makings of a low-scoring defensive battle. I don't like it. Okay. I think a lot of people are going to play players from this game to be contrarian, especially the quarterbacks. I don't like it at all. So the problem for me is, look at this other game on Saturday. Okay. This is crazy. We've got the Commanders at the Lions. This one carries a 55-point total, with the Lions bringing a monster 32.5-point team projection. We've seen this happen before. The Lions go bonkers. They're at home. They're in the dome. It's hard not to seriously prefer this game on this 2-game slate and on the entire 4-game slate as the best game available to us. So do with that what you will, but this is the best one. Of course, Jaden Daniels has been on fire as of late, and the whole Lions team has pretty much been incredible. So, love this game. Absolutely love the favored side with a 32.5-point total, and it would make a lot of sense to try to squeeze as many Lions players as we can into our lineups this week. All right, moving on to Sunday. We got the Rams at the Eagles, 44-point total. The Rams made it past the Vikings as an underdog, really dominated them, but it's more the Vikings just playing bad. But yeah, the Rams completely dominated them. They're playing well. They've got all the playoff experience that you'd want or need. And of course, they're taking on an Eagles team that looks like the second best team in the NFC this year. So they are obviously a team that a lot of people loved to go to the Super Bowl this year. We'll see what happens. But this game has a lower total. The 25-point total for the Eagles looks pretty good. There's a lot of good pieces in this game, even with the totals. Like for the Rams, I still like Puka. I still love me some Puka. It's the man, a little Kyron. That whole LA offense seems to run through those two players. And then, on the Eagles side, of course, Jalen Hurts and crew, but primarily Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley, always great. Saquon is a heavy favorite. Definitely very enticing here. Okay, finally, we got the Ravens at the Bills. This is effectively the second best game on the slate with a 51.5-point total. Look how close the game is. Ravens favored by 1 right now, favored by a half, depending where you look. 51.5-point total. Both teams have above 25-point team projections. So this for me is my second best game. Team-wise, Ravens, Commanders, Chiefs, and Bills all have about the same team total projection. The team that stands out the most, of course, are the Lions, and the one that stands out as the worst are the Texans. So there you have it. That is the baseline for this slate. I'm going to scroll down here on the domination station, and I'm just going to throw in the prop-based projections real quick to see if anyone is popping here on the value charts. Interestingly, props are out for a lot of these players already, which is great. Not all, but props are out for most of the players, which is cool. So let's give it the old sort and see what happens. Oh, shit. FanDuel, you done fucked up. You done fucked up, FanDuel. You made a mistake.
I'd unfriend you.
That's not how it...
I extra friend you, FanDuel. I extra friend you. And something's happening.
Uh-oh. Boner alert.
What happened? Montgomery, Stoneman, they screwed up. Who is working the salary algorithm over at the Duel? You guys done messed up. They left Montgomery at min salary, and he is playing. He's probable to play. Are you kidding me? Lock button. Lock button. That's what it is. It's an all-in spot. I love the fact that Montgomery won't be 100% on. Like, here's what's funny about this. Montgomery is 4K, and he's going to play. His team's favored massively. And listen, he might get hurt on the first play, but at 4K, it wouldn't take much for him to get there. He's probably going to be minus 200 or better to score a touchdown. And yet, the field will probably only play Montgomery in the 4-game slate somewhere around 60%. So, do you want to be in the 40% or do you want to be in the 60%? It's a question for you. Only you can answer. But they messed up. Anyway, needed to point that out. Any other values that are popping? It looks like, Jaden Daniels is really standing out. He's really just standing out based on his projection. It's weird because he's the same price as the other super elite quarterbacks, but he's popping probably because it's in the dome and they're going to need to score a lot. Even with Montgomery projecting as well as he is, Jahmyr Gibbs, Saquon, they're all also right there in value. Okay, fine. Yeah, Rashad Bateman, this is a prop. That's not a real projection. But Puka is popping as the highest sort of value, best overall play. Now, another difference, you know what? I guess it's really interesting. So in comparing FanDuel and DraftKings this week, DraftKings, what they did was they kind of just lowered the prices of everybody to make it a little easier, knowing there are fewer games, make it a little easier to sort of Tetris lineups together. Everybody's priced down on DraftKings. FanDuel didn't do any of that. But since they messed up with the Montgomery situation, it's almost a wash. I have a feeling we're going to be able to play whoever the hell we want. So let's get into it here and let's take a look at this Saturday, Sunday combo slate. Again, I'm going to make my mention that, if we're talking just the Saturday only, I am exclusively playing the Washington-Detroit game. So Daniels and Goff, little Daniels, primary plays, and I'll be building around that game with one-off pieces from Houston. On the Sunday slate, Lamar, Josh Allen, and Hurts, of course, are all viable and super. Every one of these running quarterbacks has 30-plus point upside, and all of them have 40-point ceilings. Like, there's not a single one that's not awesome on this list for tomorrow. So how do you differentiate? I mean, the first way to go would just be to take the quarterback from the absolute highest total game on the slate, which would be, Washington, Detroit. But that's really the favorite quarterback is Goff, and Goff cedes a lot of touchdowns to his running backs. He's not a running QB. So the other guy in that game is Daniels, or we look at one of Josh Allen or Lamar. They're all really great. I feel like Hurts is the least sort of exciting to me, not for any other reason than I just feel like if Allen and Lamar start, getting into it, we could be in crazy town by the end of this game, team scoring 35 plus points each. So that could happen, and I'd hate to miss it. But obviously, of all these guys, Jaden Daniels also has the best raw matchup in terms of Detroit defense not being that great, whereas the Baltimore and Buffalo defenses are both really good. KC's defense is great. And really, the Eagles defense and the Rams defense are playing well. So just by default for me, it's going to be Jaden Daniels as my go-to QB here. But I absolutely love all these guys. I don't even think that when I'm mass multi-entering this thing or crafting lineups that I won't just scroll through them one at a time. Now, interestingly, your choice of quarterback is always going to determine what wide receivers are on your team. So we'll get into that. But the rest of the lineup is, for me, always going to be built around the quarterback position. But let's talk about some other important concepts for FanDuel. And the first of which is you pretty much always want to play tight ends in the flex. Now, there are exceptions, like on a 2-game slate, if all the running backs are crap, or if there's only 4 running backs to choose from. So there's some upside to fading that situation and sort of going weird in the flex with something else. More often than not, though, running backs score more touchdowns, so therefore they are going to be better on FanDuel, where touchdowns rule. So my first running back, of course, that I will plug into every lineup that I make is David Montgomery. Now, listen, can Montgomery fail? Absolutely. How does he fail? Number 1, he re-injures the knee, comes out of the game. Number 2, just randomly doesn't get a touchdown, has one of those 60, 70-yard performances, maybe a reception for 10 yards or 10 receiving yards, ends up with 7 or an 8. Now, realistically, that's not that bad for a 4K player. That's what I'm saying. Even his fail is not that bad, but it still might not win you a tournament. So if you are mass multi-entering and you're not comfortable, I mean, that would be the reason. Like, some other player at 4K or 5K scores so much more than him. I highly doubt that there will be any other 4K players even viable. So we'll see. With that being said, RB number 2 for me, listen, every one of these, again, are interesting. Derrick Henry is an interesting play, but we also have seen Derrick Henry kind of fall out of the game when when his team falls behind, they're playing catch up. They're not running a lot of Henry out there. So I think the safest pay up running back on the slate, and of course we do have to pay up for him, is Saquon Barkley. So I'm going to plug him in here and leave it at that for now. And then we'll see what we're going to do with that third spot. I'd like to get James Cook in there potentially, or maybe even like a random KC tight end. Hard to pick one, but I definitely think these guys will be live. But let's go through the rest of these guys. So Jahmyr Gibbs has been absolutely spectacular. 46 points in that last game. I mean, it was crazy, right? If you have Jahmyr Gibbs, that single-handedly kind of got you a DFS win in week 18. So that was awesome. But now he is contending with the return of Montgomery, and I expect his production to kind of go back to more in this 20-point range. With that being said, this game is so freaking much upside. It's so crazy that he's absolutely playable. He's playable with Montgomery because of the 55.5 point total. I'm not worried about it. So I don't mind playing Jahmyr. Love Jahmyr still, but I'm not expecting this type of production anymore because now Montgomery's back and he'll be back to more of a split. Kyron Williams, kind of playable as well, but I generally don't like 2 running backs from the same game either. Joe Mixon, big underdog, not in love with it at all. Lucked into it almost by sheer volume and late game sort of garbage time heroics. Got there in the in the last one. So I think of this group, my favorite's going to be James Cook. Now, Baltimore's a great defensive team, and so again, that game might be slow, but it might not be slow. It might be awesome. And again, I do not mind taking a shot with one of the boys from the Chiefs. It's tough to really know which one to go with. I genuinely have no idea. Let's take a look at what the props say. I mean, how do you differentiate between those two? Let's see if there's props out for them. Kareem Hunt does get one, and Pacheco. So, yeah, Pacheco coming in with an 8. Kareem Hunt coming in with a 6.7. So a little bit better for Pacheco for about the same price. For actually, Pacheco's cheaper. And he will have had a couple more games, weeks of rest, I guess, to heal from whatever that injury he had was. You know what? I think we take the shot with Isaiah. Favored running back, heavy favored running back. He is getting a higher prop than Kareem Hunt. He's had a few more weeks to recover. I'm taking the YOLO shot. 5,700. We'll see if we need to do that based on the salaries at the end, but I like taking the chance here. All right, let's jump over to defense. Again, you know the order I like to go in: running backs, defense, tight end, and then wide receivers, because you got to see how much money you got left over. And so on defense here, I'm definitely not touching Commanders. Rams don't hate. If I needed to save the money, I'm okay with it. Texans, again, no, I definitely don't like that. Mahomes is not a mistake maker by any stretch. Ravens, okay. Lions, maybe not. So the best defense right now on the slate is the Chiefs, but you're going to pay an extra 1,000 for it compared to like just the random cheapest turd one. So we'll keep it in mind. I think the Eagles at home and the Chiefs at home are the two best plays. I think they're actually priced pretty well here. Buffalo, maybe Detroit, if I needed to, like I said, I could go to Houston here or even Rams with just like the Eagles playing poorly. So anything can happen. But for this lineup where I'm kind of looking for floor, I like the idea of pairing up Pacheco with Chiefs defense. There is a little correlation there as well. All right, let's jump over to tight ends here. All right, so Travis Kelce priced at 6,500. Kelce been coming on strong lately, right? Kind of. It's playoff Kelce. T-Swizz probably going to be there. You know what I mean? Cheering him on. Blake Lively's going to be there too. Bradley Cooper shows up. What's up, Bradley? What's up, T-Rav? Like they're buddies now. They talk to each other like, yeah, what's up, Trav? What's up, Bradley? He's got like names for him. Leonardo DiCaprio comes over. It's like, DiCap, what's up, my man? Who's the is that your daughter? No, oh, that's your girlfriend. Sorry, because DiCaprio dates 20-year-olds. No, all right, whatever. I don't know what the hell I was talking about. Yeah, Travis Kelce though, he has looked better of late, so I think he's getting into form. I don't mind it. 6,500, fine. Goddard, okay, kind of unexciting play, actually, at that price. I definitely don't like that. But Laporta, loved me some Laporta here as part of this game of the week situation, so I'm going to plug him in. Mark Andrews also, fine by me. If we wanted to correlate a little more, we could go with Zach Ertz, connecting him up with Jaden Daniels in this one. Other good tight ends on the slate, I think certainly Isaiah Likely and Mark Andrews, great. Turd is my favorite. Turd's probably Noah Gray. Dawson Knox got a red zone target as well. So, but like on this slate for mass multi-entry, Noah Gray for sure. I get a little bit of that going on. Pretty much all of them. But my favorite is definitely going to be Laporta, followed by, probably Laporta, Andrews, and then probably Noah Gray for the Turd play. All right. Our lineup has come together. Got Jaden in there. Montgomery, Barkley. Let's take a look at the wide receiver group and kind of talk a little bit about what happened last week with some of these guys and who we forgot about. First, let's grab a glance at the old projection model here, and let's see if all the props are out. So, interestingly, they didn't put out props for Rashad Bateman or Flowers because they're still waiting to find out if Flowers is going to play. Puka stands out. He's popping, always popping. Puka popping. Rashad Bateman at 6,200 will be great if Flowers is out. Amon-Ra's fine here. K-Shack, been really good. Jamal Williams, 6,700, a little expensive. McLaurin, okay. Let's sort them by price. Let's sort them by highest prop. Again, so actually we'll go salary. So yeah, Amon-Ra, Puka. Amon-Ra and Puka both project significantly better on the props compared to Nico Collins. So Amon-Ra, Puka, and then Nico, and then AJ Brown, a significant drop. And, that's kind of the order. From there, you get, an acceptable number here for McLaurin relative to his salary to these other ones. Still seems better, though, to grab Puka and Amon-Ra based on those projections. Worthy at 6,300 is interesting. So, yeah, there we go. We'll talk it through a little bit here. But, of the top group, I think Puka and Amon-Ra are definitely the top plays, with Amon-Ra being the best of them simply because he's part of this awesome game. I think I know how I'm going to complete this lineup. I think I got it planned out. But I love Puka as well. And he's just always awesome. And he projects really well, all of that. Nico Collins got the worst matchup of them all. Ignore this number. It's fake. That's fake news right there, 23rd opponent rank. KC is very, very good. Very good defensively. Better versus the, elite versus the run, but they could stop the pass as well. Not the best spot for Nico. Still like Nico, but less than the other ones. AJ Brown for me is pretty much at this point just a stack with Hurts piece. I don't almost see any reason to mess with him outside of a Hurts lineup. Terry McLaurin, he's been very good. I like me some Terry. Certainly he could fail on us, but in this lineup, I might be able to squeeze him in here if the player I have in mind, the third player, pops up. But let's keep going here. Devontae Smith is fine. Jamal Williams, always good as well. Touchdown scorer. He's had a lot of big games, a lot of touchdowns this year. Fine by me. Cooper Kupp, gross. At this point, it's gross. He's clearly hurt. There's something wrong. They're not throwing to him. It's not even him. There's something going on there. I don't know. We'll find out after the season. Worthy, touchdown scorer, getting volume lately. Love the Worthy play. All good. Loves it. Right. Rashad Bateman as well with no, if Flowers is out, I love me some Bateman. Great. K-Shack. Nice piece, nice pairing with Allen, Peace, Hollywood Brown, similar to Worthy, getting volume lately. Has 2 games played, 7 and 8 and 7 targets respectively. I'll take it. You know, this is another guy. Could get a touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins. Mechie was really good, or at least he was targeted a bunch of times in the last game. So, and now he'll be even healthier. I like Mechie. I mean, there's so many plays down here that can open up a salary for us. Well, I mean, normally I don't play this level of turd on FanDuel, but you know, if these guys even just get a touchdown, every single one of these guys is capable of finding the winning lineup, even in a 4-game slate and definitely in a 2-game slate. So I'm talking John Mechie, even Amari Cooper, fine. Olamide, yeah, he's done it before. Keon Coleman has scored 20 this season, 15.5, 17.5, 20 on DraftKings, a little less on FanDuel, but you get the idea. But the guy I'm thinking about plugging in here, and go right back to Diami. Yeah, he has not done anything. Listen, if we're going to try to attack a giant tournament and want to get weird and different in a spot, this is probably a place where I would take that shot. Diami Brown. That being said, I do want to show an alternative, but let me show this lineup because I have 600 to spend. I can actually shift off of Chiefs and go to the best defense, Eagles at home, and some salary to spend if we needed to. You know what else I could do? I could actually get from Laporta to Travis Kelce if we want, but I'm not going to because I want to build around that game. But we can get to Kelce in this one too. But check this out. Okay. We got a Jaden Daniels super stack lineup going here. He's stacked with McLaurin and Diami Brown, double stack. Then the bringbacks from the game are Montgomery, Amon-Ra, and Laporta. This lineup is designed for a points extravaganza in Detroit. The game's going crazy. Everybody's scoring, running up the score. And you're running up the leaderboards. What's up? Run up those leaderboards. Helmets up. That's what I'm talking about. Now, so we've got it stacked with the bringbacks from Detroit, and then one off Saquon Barkley, one off Isaiah Pacheco, Eagles defense. Again, we have the options here. I think I like Chiefs defense even better. We got 600 left. Could switch up Laporta for Travis Kelce right there. Could get off of Isaiah Pacheco here and actually try to do something different at running back as well. A B-Rob, get really crazy with this game. I mean, there's a lot of things that we could do. Or Austin Eckler, who I don't mind either down here. Actually, I kind of like that better. Go even crazier around that game. YOLO style. 800 left over. You know what? Can I take out Diami and put somebody else? Let's see what happens if I take out Diami. Yeah. No. If I could get to a more noteworthy player like a Jamal Williams, I would do that too. But anyway, that's going to do it for the FanDuel NFL Divisional Round Playoffs first look. Good luck this week, everybody. I will be back with the Tournament Tactics team on Friday, breaking it all down again, getting the opinions of Shark Lab, all that good stuff with the laughs and everything. Hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you love the FanDuel content, let me know in the comment section. We will keep it going. Take care, everyone. I'll see you next time.